everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be solving another SQL problem. Problem number 1581, customer who visited but did not make any transactions. Let's take a look at the tables and the task. So we have two tables, visits and transactions. Visit ID is the column with unique values for this table. So visit ID is unique and multiple visit ID can belong to one customer. In another word, a customer can have multiple visit ID. And table transactions has transaction ID, visit ID, and amount. Transaction ID is column with unique values for this table, meaning a visit can have multiple transactions. As you can see in the example here, visits table, customer 54 has 3 unique visit ID, and visit ID number 5 in transactions table has multiple transactions. All right, so we have to find the IDs of the users who visited without making any transactions and the number of times they made these type of visits. And let's take a look at the output. So you can see customer ID 54 had 2 visits with no transactions. Customer 30 has 1 visit with no transaction, and customer 96 also has 1 visit and without making any transactions. If you remember in my last video, I was talking a little bit about SQL join and different types of join in SQL. And if you're not familiar with join, please check out some of the website. And I think the best way to understand join concept in SQL is a Venn diagram. It would be much easier for me to understand. So I hope that approach will help you as well. So in this problem, I'm going to use left join as well, but it's going to be a little bit different because with left join, I will keep all the customer's ID, but because I want to find the visit that didn't make any transactions, so the condition is going to be where transaction ID is null, like something like that, but it will be clearer when we write the actual query. So let's do this. I'm gonna select customer ID because that's what we want to see in the output. Customer ID, and we want the count of visit that doesn't have transaction, so it's going to be count of visit ID from visits table. Visits, I'm gonna give it an alias of v, left join with transactions, and I'm gonna give it an alias t. We are going to join on visit ID column. Equal to t dot visit ID. And because we are doing an aggregation, we're counting the number of visit by the customer. So we are going to group by customer ID. And one last thing I want to do, because visit ID column is in both tables, I'm going to give it an alias, because if I don't, this column will be ambiguous, because the query will not recognize, MySQL will not recognize like which column I want to get it from. Is it visits table or transactions table? All right, so let's run this and take a look what the result looks like. Visit, oh, I think there's a typo. Whoops, visit. All right. Oh, I forgot to put where, because we want, oh, actually I want to show you, this is, if I don't put where transaction ID is null, you can see that it will count all of the visit that was made by a customer, but it doesn't really take into an account of transaction, so it just take the count of all the customers. So I'm going to put where transaction ID is null. If I were to select transaction ID instead of count visit ID, you will see null value where the visit was made, but there's no transaction ID in the transactions table. So when I added that, you see here the customer 30, 96, and 52, there's one visit that didn't make any transaction. Customer 96 also visited but didn't make any transaction, but she visited, or he visited once. And customer 54 made 3 visits, but 2 visits didn't have any transaction. And let's give it a name, so it's gonna be count no trans. Let's run that. So the output looks good. It looks the same as the expected output. Let's submit this one. Okay, so looks like we are running into an edge case. So this is the case where the amount is null for this visit. So visit ID number 5, in this visit, the customer made 3 transactions. 2 transactions had amount of money, but 1 transaction it was null. So for this problem, looks like if the amount is null, then the visit, like for that visit ID, it will be counted as no transaction. So for this edge case, we'll have to add all amount is null. Let's run it. Submit. Alright, I passed all the test cases. Runtime 2186 milliseconds, beats 90.62% of users with MySQL. If you like my solution, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have any other solution, please leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. See you in another video.